Welcome to Whole Sign Astrology Coach, and today we are doing some investigating on the chart of a famous person. So I use Whole Sign Astrology, and we are looking at a famous person's natal chart. I will share that with you later on. First, we're going to look through the natal chart, and this person is deceased. So we are going to look at the transits on their last day of life. So I am using astroseek.com to bring up this person's chart. And just looking at this natal chart right here, there are some things that stand out to me. Like I said, once we look at the natal chart, I will tell you who it is, but maybe as we go through, begin to think about who this might be. If you are peeking above, you can see they are from London, born in London. So again, first thing that stands out to me is this part of fortune right here. That's the circle with the X. That is in the 10th house. And remember, the 10th house signifies career, public standing, and status. So even though that part of fortune is not connected to any transits, it does show up in that 10th house. So looks like could be a celebrity, someone that might possibly make it big, which you already know from my intro. Okay, we also have this Venus trining the moon. And again, Venus is kind of conjunct with Mars here. So that's this blue line. So again, we're looking at the natal chart. So this has to do with life, what the person's life might look like. So this transit typically shows us good relations with women. People generally like this person. They are artsy and enjoy pleasant surroundings. The environment can reflect the person's emotions. And usually when we see a transit like this in the chart, it does show that there is almost a guarantee of social success. So socially, this person tends to do well if you have this transit in your own chart. The next thing, like I said, we have this Venus conjuncting Mars here in the 3rd house. So that shows a strong attraction to the opposite sex. Might even be aggressive and physically a passionate person. This transit signifies an artistic personality, very good self-expression, dynamic cravings for fun, some selfish gratification, emotional discord, and even jealousy can be the shadow sides of that transit. And then when we add that with the moon, it really shows that this person may be headed towards patterns of active self-indulgence. And being that this activity occurs in the 3rd house, has a lot to do with communication and writing. So might be signifying a songwriter, an author, someone that's really good with getting that information out. We also have the sun squaring the moon. So when we see squares, that usually has to do with some tension. So that sun squaring the moon shows us this person quite possibly could be emotionally insecure, a lot of tension with feelings in the ego, which can cause conflicts in relationships. And sometimes they have difficulty understanding the opposite sex. They just want things one way, and it doesn't always happen that way. Then we have the sun conjuncting Mercury, which happens in the 4th house. And again, that's good for your creative expression, ideas, very artistic, intellectual. People that have sun conjuncting Mercury tend to be good stage performers. They don't mind being the center of attention. And then we have this moon squaring Mercury. No. Yep, right here. Moon squaring Mercury right here. Means this person is inclined to gossip and also good at deceiving people, not always truthful. They might say things are one way, but really they're almost trying to deceive themselves, and they make up these stories that let everyone think everything's okay when really inside it might not be. And then we have Mars trining Neptune right here with this Neptune moon conjunct. Um, Great fantasy and artistic talent. So this is an artist that knows the world of culture, but can tend to be useless in their private life. All right, do you have an idea who this person might be? Think about it, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull up the transits. Okay, so if you haven't guessed it, this person is Amy Whinehouse. So we just looked at her natal chart. Now I'm going to bring up the day that she passed, which is July 23rd. Again, that was in London, 2011. And I'm just going to bring up what the transits look like around noon. All right, so let's take a look. So again, we've got the natal planets on the inner wheel and the outer moving transits here. And even though we see a lot of blues, there are some harsh transits that are happening here. So let's take a look here. We want to start here. Okay, so there is a moon opposition to Saturn. Let's start here. Moon opposition to Saturn can give you feelings of loneliness, isolation, a depressed mood, which tends to baffle people around you because they think, what, you're rich, you've got everything, you're famous, why are you so depressed? So people will tend to give you your space, but that's not always for the best. Because people in this transit, again, that's moon opposition to Saturn, tend to look at the dark side of things and can plummet into a depression. Keep in mind, if you have this transit, it does not last long. The moon moves fairly quick. So it's one of those transits you just need to get in and get out and don't dwell too much on it. The other thing for me is that that moon is in the 12th house, which is the house of undoing. So that can be very tragic. So just beware of that. And then we have Pluto squaring the sun. Pluto squaring the sun. That is a test of self-control and physical breakdowns. And then we have a Pluto which is a stressful period in life, facing energies of persistence or giving up. Some things need to change, and it's just best to let them go. Just looking to see what else. So, um, again, Amy Winehouse, rising sign is Gemini in the first house. Those people tend to be airy and restless with a fiery nature, low confidence, but very active at the end of life and a strong influencer. And it was also said that she did suffer from bulimia, alcoholism. So again, a lot of red flags in this chart that, I don't know if she had any guidance with astrology, but maybe some things could have been helped and prevented along the way. So, always check out where things are in your chart and know that even if you're going through a rough transit, they don't last forever. Things come in and influence them. We know Pluto, that's a slow moving planet, but will be influenced by Jupiter, the moon, and the sun. So if you're feeling stuck now, does not mean you are always feeling stuck. So, all right, well, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this astrology lesson for today.